Welcome to Pouse around the house. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fill gaps like these behind skirting board and architrave. I'll show you the tools, the products and the technique I use to achieve great results every time. And when you fit skirting board or architrave, it's very rare that they sit perfectly against the wall because most walls aren't flat. And this means that you're left with these small gaps behind your skirting board or architrave. So to fix this, I use a product called Decorators Caulk. And this tends to be my go-to Decorators Caulk, and this is the no-nonsense caulk from Screwfix. And I like this because it does a great job and it's very cheap. Now with this particular caulk, you want to leave it for about 12 to 24 hours to dry before painting over it. Now if you're looking to paint over some caulk faster than that, then you may want to try a more expensive product like the Nemesis Decorators Caulk, or there are several others on the market, but they will cost you a bit more. So it's entirely up to you. So to apply the caulk, you'll need a sealant gun, a knife for cutting the nozzle of the Decorators Caulk, some blue roll or kitchen towel for wiping off excess caulk, some wet wipes, which I swear by for keeping everything clean, and a silicone profiling tool. And as always, I'll put links to all the products and the tools I use in this video in the description section below. Now this particular profiling tool has come from the Silicone Profiling Kit 7 from Kramer, and these are primarily used when applying silicone sealant. And they're used to scrape back across the sealant, remove any excess and create a nice shaped bead by using any one of the angles on the kit. But I'll show you more about that in a minute. So before we get started, I'll give you a quick summary of how these profiling tools are usually used for silicone and the reason why I use them for caulk. So when applying a bead of sealant to something like a bathtub and you do it around the edge of the bath, these tools can be used to create a nice thick bead by using one of these angles. So by placing this tool up against the wall and say the bathtub for example, you're left with this nice 45-degree angle, and as you scrape this back, that will leave a nice thick bead of sealant which will create a nice waterproof seal. And then according to what thickness bead you want, you just use the appropriate profile. Then on the one corner of this particular tool, you've got the 90-degree angle. And this particular one is for wiping away any excess off the wall. If placed like this up against the wall and say your bathtub, when you pull back like that, you'll remove absolutely all the sealant off the wall and the bathtub. And this is exactly the reason I like to use this 90-degree profile when using caulk. Now personally, when I do caulk, I don't want a thick bead of caulk like I do sealant. I just want to fill the gaps and run it flush with the top of the skirting board or architrave. By going over the caulk with this profiling tool, I can remove all the excess and you'd never know there's any caulk behind the skirting board once it's been glossed over. And before you do your caulking, it's a good idea to make sure you've done any sand into the skirting boards, and it's essential that you hoover away any dust. And personally, I'd apply the caulk before putting on your final coat of emulsion on the wall and before glossing your skirting boards. Then we need to cut down a section off this nozzle. Now the width we need on the end of the nozzle needs to be about the width of your largest gap behind the skirting board, but you can make it slightly smaller if you like. Don't get too fussy about this, but you're better off going a bit too small rather than a bit too big, or otherwise you're going to have a lot of excess caulk and you're just going to be wasting it all into your blue roll. So if you look by here, that's probably the largest gap I got, and I would say that's about 5mm. So I'm going to cut the nozzle down to around 5mm wide, and that should do the trick. So first of all, take your knife and just cut off the top of the tube by there. And that has now opened the tube. We can now take the nozzle, fold it over and screw it into place, rotating clockwise until it's tight, like that. Then the end of the nozzle you need to cut to the appropriate size, which we just said was about 5mm. You can either cut this flat at 90 degrees to the nozzle, or you can cut it at a slight angle. Now my personal preference is at a slight angle, purely because when I'm getting into tight corners and the tube is at an angle, I want the nozzle cut at an angle so that it'll push the sealant down. Now if you cut it at 90 degrees to the nozzle, obviously you need to have this up at a 90-degree angle to get it in place, which isn't always the case if you're in tight corners. So again, it's entirely up to you. Today I'm going to cut it at an angle. So there we go, that's my cut nozzle. Then we place the tube into the gun, pull the trigger on the gun like that, and when you feel it go tight, we're ready to push the caulk into place. So now you just need to rotate the nozzle so that it lies flush with your skirting board like that. Then you want to try and aim it so that the sealant will be pushed down into the gap behind the skirting board. Then as we gently squeeze the trigger to push the caulk out of the nozzle, we need to slowly move the tube along the skirting board like that. So let's make a start. And you'll have to give this a few pumps first before the caulk comes out. So there we go, mine's starting to come out now. So I'm going to squeeze hard into that gap and keep moving your caulk across the skirting board like that. Squeezing all that caulk into the gap. If you do happen to miss a bit like that, just go back over it because we'll sort that out in a minute. Once you've done your cork and you're resting this to one side, it's a good idea to press this trigger, which releases the pressure off the cork, and it will stop it trying to squeeze out at the end on its own. So you've got a little bit of play. Now this is where the wet wipes come in handy. Here, I like to give my finger a really nice clean and my hands, make sure there's no mess or dirt on them. And then I take my profiling tool and I do exactly the same. Now just taking the profiling tool, I hold it flush to this wall here. And just scrape gently back towards you like that. Remove any excess with your blue roll and then give this a quick once over with your wipe and repeat the process. Again, just clean with your blue roll, then go back over it with your wipe. When you're happy all the excess cork has been removed, you're done. So let's take a quick look. As you can see, in just a matter of seconds, you've got a beautiful cork line, all the gaps filled, and it's all nice and flush with the top of that skirting board. Now if you filled any really large gaps, I'd leave it for about 24 hours, come back and have a look. If any of it is sagged, then go back over it, repeating the process, and you should be good. And finally, if you've got any cork left that you want to save, get yourself a screw, and you can see I've already used this one. You want to find one that's about the same width as the hole in the end of your nozzle. And you can just place that inside, push and screw that in like that, and you'll find that if that fits tightly, that should create a nice seal and your cork will be good to use again when you're ready to use it. So you can see now this is a really simple DIY task that anyone can do. And don't forget, I'll put links to all the tools and products I use in this video in the description section below. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon for regular notifications. I've been Pouse around the house. Ta-ta, farewell.